AfterBuzz TV. It's behind the scenes once again at VH1's Hit the Floor, and I have a very sexy, talented gentleman next to me.
She ain't talking about him.
Well, okay, just cut into my intro. This was my moment, and I was shining, and of course, he took it from me.
I'm gonna get all Kanye West on you in a minute. Give me that damn microphone, girl.
Hi, Robert.
How you doing, girl?
Good. How have you been?
Fantastic. It's good to be back.
Yes, you had a nice break between season 1 and season 2. What did you fill your life with during that break?
I did a whole bunch of stuff between season 1 and season 2 because it was a long time. I worked on some music. I did some poetry. I dragged metal things over grates. No, I did some spoken word. I actually had a couple performances here in Los Angeles, trying to put the finishing touches on an album for that stuff. And I wrote and produced and directed my own short film that's in post-production right now called Finally. I did a lot.
So where can fans see all of this?
Well, my website, robrileynyc.com, and I've also become an avid photographer, so the Fresh Perspective without the E.com will be released pretty soon, and there's already an Instagram for that, at the Fresh Perspective, no E, and you can see some of my photography work.
Nice. Do you want to hop in before I start chatting away? Because I always do that.
All right, Nick. Let's just jump right into it, Rob. You know.
This is Nick Purdue. If you haven't caught the one-on-one between him and Rob,
Oh man.
let's just
Well, that's
say
not the last time I've seen Nick, because I've been seeing Nick around town. You know, he's a funny dude. I caught him to stand. What was that? Where were we at for your stand-up?
M-Bar.
M-Bar. Pretty good. If you haven't seen him, check it out. I'm not plugging just because he's here. That's real talk.
Yeah, I'm a little funny. You know, as you can see on the basketball clip. But let's just jump right into it. So season 1, yes. You know, I was a little upset that we didn't really get to see a lot of Terrence in season 1. And, you know, of course, you know, I'm talking about we didn't really get to see a lot of basketball in season 1. Right. So in season 2, because how we ended off, you found the drugs, you know, you basically broke up with So now, where are we at, or where is your character at in season 2?
Well, you know, we've got to see what happens between Terrence and Yelena. Obviously, you know, we all know that long-term relationships don't end in one fell swoop. It's not just like bye and bye and then you go your separate ways. So, you know, we've got to see how that plays out. That will be very interesting, to say the least. As far as basketball is concerned, there's more basketball this season than there was last season. You know, the team's gearing up for the playoffs, trying to make it to the playoffs, and Terrence is still trying to get that ring. With regards to that, we've got a new player, Zero, Adam Sen. So we've got to see how he factors into the Devil's Nation, so to speak, and how that team chemistry will work out. There's still some patching up to do between Derek and Terrence, and you know, without that 1-2 punch, the Devils don't really have a chance. So we've got to see how that relationship can get a little bit better or worse. You never know. But yeah, you'll definitely see some more hoops. I think you'll be almost satiated with the amount of hoops that you get to see this year.
Okay. So, okay, in season 1, your character was very clean-cut by the rules. Still, you know, great guy. Do you feel like having this breakup in season 2 has caused him to go a little bit more of the devious route?
Well, I mean, I don't, let's see, how can I not give away any secrets here? Let me see. Well, it's not like Spider-Man and Venom, you know what I mean? You're not getting like a Bizarro Terrence or something like that this season. You know, the characters all grow, and Terrence included, and he's got to make sense of the situation that he's in. The lack of the trade, the positive drug test, the breakup with Yelena, and still trying to chase that championship. So we will see how that plays out. But there is no Bizarro Terrence. I think we've all got a pretty good idea of who Terrence is. And I think what the most exciting thing to see is how he deals with the situations that he's presented, as opposed to, you know, some additional layer of Terrence that we might not have seen before. But you never know, because there are 12 episodes, and it gives us a lot of time to to meander along the path that is Terrence Walt. So we'll see.
I have a question now. So, because I'm starting to kind of put two and two together, you know, after these conversations that we've had with various actors and such. So, since Zero is a new trade who has a ring, that's what James told us, that he has a ring. Yeah. Now, Terrence happens to be the captain of the team. And then from the, you know, my research, what I read online is that Zero has this little infatuation with Terrence's ex-girlfriend, Yelena. So now Terrence, I would say, is at a crossroads because he has this new guy, right, who's on the team who has a ring. Terrence doesn't have a ring, and then he's dating his ex-girl. So how does that play with the chemistry on and off the court?
Well, what do you think is more important to Terrence, Yelena or the ring?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Balls in your court.
Well, you know, being that Terrence isn't a rookie and he's been in the league for a little while, I think that the ring is probably what's more important, you know. I mean, but giving up Elena's, you know, that's still a little tough. But he's an athlete, so women, you know, there's women. Yeah.
How did this interview get turned around? Because I feel like Rob is interviewing you right now.
You like that? Yes, Jedi mind tricks. Comes with age. Well, that was a good answer. That was a very good answer. I won't give it one way or the other, but I will say that that factors heavily into everything that Terrence is dealing with this season. He's obviously chasing that ring, and anybody who still works or occupies the same space as their ex-girlfriend knows, or ex-boyfriend or whatever, knows that that's a minefield that has to be navigated with a certain level of tact. So we'll see exactly how Terrence does it. But Terrence he's a veteran, you know. He's a veteran, and he's been through the fire before, and so I'm pretty sure he'll be able to juggle all of the balls, so to speak. More puns. I'm just full of sports puns today. Although juggling balls was a different pun. We got it's double entendre and puns. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
This interview just went an entirely different direction, and I'm going to blame it all on Rob.
Guilty.
So let me ask you this about your work and your character, because at the end of the day, a script is just words on a piece of paper, and it is the artist who brings life to the character. But when you do it from the perspective of the character versus your own. How do you come up with that perspective of, let's say, Terrence's history or who he is or how he would deal with something?
Well, I mean, some of it is you do have to hold on. Let's wait for
there they go again.
Let's wait for this train to pass by. Was that the 4 train or is it the express or the local? Because I'm waiting for one. Okay. No respect for people working. No. You know, you come up with it by. I mean, some of it's just on your own, but a lot of it is informed. You find a lot of the things about your character in what other people say about your character, not necessarily the words that come out of your mouth. So if you're paying attention to all of the other words in the script and all of the other plots that are going on, then they can inform what it is how your character is impacting the other people in the world that the show has created. So a lot of it's garnered from some of that, and then, you know, a lot of it is just created in your own imagination, and you at this point, we've all got a pretty good grasp on our characters, and we tend to be in congruence with the writers and producers about what they would like the characters to do and how they want the story to move forward. And you know, come up with something in that crazy little head of yours and you know, let it out of your mouth, and hopefully the writers agree with you. And that's why we have table reads and rehearsals and private rehearsals and stuff. And you know, it's thankfully I've been right a lot of times as far as the directors and writers being happy with what I've brought to the table initially. But we work to figure it out. You know, we work to make sure we're all on the same page. And at the end of the day, the story is what's most important. The writers write it, the actors act it, everybody else dresses it, and people light it, and so on and so forth. And hell, Crafty feeds us so that we can actually do it. You know, it's a team effort, like a complete team effort. We're all in this together. I say it a lot of times, and I mean it. So it's, you know, some of it's in my own brain, but we get help. You know, we get a lot of help, and I don't think we could do it without all of the different parts that help us to do so.
So let me ask you this. How has your life changed between season 1 and season 2 as far as maybe the level of success that you've achieved, or maybe you're just the same old Rob?
Well, I'm the same old Rob in a different car, and no.
Okay, that's true. And if you want to pick me up, I live.
No. Well, yeah, it's just, you know, you get recognized on the street. I was just in Guitar Center, and I'm checking out, and you know, I'm fine for 15, 20 minutes while I'm in there shopping, and then at the very last second, the guy walking out was just like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." He was just like, "So is this season gonna be as good as last season?" And you know, you just don't know why people are staring at you for a while. And my inner Brooklyn's always like, "Stop looking at me," and then my Hollywood's like, "Oh, you might recognize me from television." So that, you know, that's been happening. And I've obviously had done some things before this. I've been on Broadway. I've been in the Born Legacy, and I get recognized from some of those things as well. But Hit the Floor is, you know, we get a couple million people every Monday, so the notoriety, so to speak, has increased. But at the end of the day, it's just putting smiles on more faces. You know, I'm still me. My dog could care less. You know, my boys still make fun of me. I just went home from my mother's 70th birthday, and you know, they were all like clamoring and excited, and you know, a couple aunts wanted pictures and whatnot. But my cousin was like, "I don't need your damn picture. Get out of here." Like, you know, I'll call you if I want to talk to you, which is the way it's supposed to be. So, you know, some things have changed, but I think they're the things that other people probably might place some importance on. But for me, you know, I'm glad to still have a job. I'm happy that I can still create this art with the awesome people that are a part of this production. And I get to sit here and talk to you guys some more. So, you know, it's all gravy over here, baby.
My last question. So what we've been hearing is that there's more sex this season.
He asks everybody this question.
I have to, because this is what the viewers want to know, right?
What it really boils down to is Nick
sex,
is a
sex, and
horny
sex.
toad.
We found out earlier that he likes to watch trailers of the sex scenes and take observations because he's a healthy individual.
First of all, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
First of all, you guys' promo and trailers, it's way too just like wet. Like it's
It's very wet. It's
right? Like it's,
they had to wipe my television once it came on.
in?
It's really wet and hot, and there's a lot of oil and sweat. It was a very uncomfortable day.
But, you know, just because of social media, you know, and I do follow you, so I see that you happen to be a lot of Man Crush Monday, a lot of people's Man Crush Mondays.
Hashtag MCM, I tell you.
So, do the ladies get to see Rob in another romance scene since he's not dating Yelena anymore?
All I will tell you is that my shirt comes off quite a bit this season, just like it did last season. There's always room for some sexy, sexy time on Hit the Floor. I won't tell you when that's going to happen or who with, but I will tell you that there will be no shortage of Terrence as far as that's concerned.
But are we going to say, oh my goodness, when we see you hooking up with someone?
All I'm going to say is when you see me hook up with somebody, you're going to go, whatever that means to you is what that means. It's when the hammer drops, the hammer drops. And
let me ask you this though. Just one more question, because we see that a couple of folks are down with the swirl. You know, so is Terrence down with the swirl?
Is Terrence? I mean, you know what? I'm going to speak on behalf of Terrence. I'm sure Terrence is down with the swirl. Terrence doesn't mind a little swirl. He's an equal opportunity guy. A little bit of swirl action ain't never hurt nobody. I mean, if it wasn't for the swirl, we wouldn't have a president. So shout out to the swirl. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google the swirl. You know how Jello pudding's got the chocolate, vanilla, swirl it up, whatever. But no, Terrence is down with the swirl. I'm sure he swirled a time or two in his life. Will he be swirling this season? Who knows? Stay tuned. You'll find out. It's as much as I'm giving you, baby. He's swirling it up.
All right. Well, that's me, Alicona Bradford, Rob Riley, and Nick Perdue swirling it out here at AfterBuzz TV behind the scenes.
This is kind of a swirl.
It is.
You know,
oh my God, I'm in the middle.
Chocolate, vanilla chocolate. It's happening right now.
You should be jealous right now.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yeah. Cut that. We're going to swirl.
Oh, peace.